Hey guys, it's Maddie. I feel like on YouTube I see a lot of individual videos about like how to get a phone in Korea, how much money to bring to Korea for your first month, how to get an apartment in Korea, just like individual videos. But I've decided for this video I am going to try to compile some resources for you instead of just blabbing on about the process or whatever. 거기야. 이리 와. I ended up with Kogi because he was a friend who couldn't keep him anymore because of their fiance's allergies, and so I ended up with him to take him off their hands because they couldn't have him in the apartment. And I'm like, are you gonna do this the whole time I'm talking? Was that a yes? Kogi, if you don't know, in Korean means meat. Some cruel irony in that name. Like I said, in this video, I'm going to try to compile a list of resources or helpful, fast information that will help you survive your first month of living in Korea. If you get hired and you are flown out here by your company, what do you need to do in your first month? It can be a little scary trying to get everything together, especially if you don't have a lot of foreigners around you or people to help you. Because I think I could probably talk about this for a while, I am going to split it up into two pieces. One piece is going to be about budgeting and money and what to expect to pay for what and how much you're going to need for certain things. And the other video is going to be for links and websites and stores that I think are super, super helpful for people who are brand new to Korea. To start it off, I am going to first talk about resources that are very helpful for when you first get here. If you don't have a Facebook account, it may be in your interest to create one. Do you want to do this video for me? I didn't think so. If you don't have a Facebook account, I suggest that you create one even if you don't post pictures or even your personal picture. It's really great to have a Facebook account so you can join groups of people, other foreigners living in Korea. For example, some of the groups you can find are teachers in your area, like I used to be part of Teachers in Anyang. And it's just a bunch of other foreigners living and teaching nearby where you live. There's also a lot of buy and sell groups. People who live in your area might be selling furniture or just wanting to get rid of stuff because their contract is up and they're leaving. There's also great groups for finding pets or fostering if you're not interested in keeping one long term. And there's also travel groups like Wink and Go Travel Group, which are for foreigners who want to just go and explore Korea instead of going by yourself. If you want to have a group of people to kind of show you around, not necessarily a tour guide, but people who will get you where you need to go and have some events lined up for you to do. Those are really great to find on Facebook too. Another website that's really helpful is meetup.com. If you've never heard of it, it's used for special interest groups like yoga meetup, paintings meetup, just bar hopping, drinking, and foodie meetups. They schedule a time and a place and then you go meet strangers and have a lot of fun. One meetup that I like to go to is Girl Gone International. There was a blogger and she decided to just start these meetups where everyone would come and have brunch together, drink mimosas or something on a Sunday, get fancy, and meet other girls who are traveling through Korea. This is a particularly great website if you are lonely and you don't know how to make friends, or if you don't work with any other foreigners, you don't know anyone. A lot of other people who go to these things are just like you and looking for friends. The next thing I want to mention are some apps that are super useful for your first month whenever you're confused and lost. The number one thing you must download on your phone is Kakao Talk. For some reason, people don't really use messaging and texting on their phone for their main form of communication. Most everyone uses Wi-Fi and data, and the app they use is Kakao. You'll see the Kakao characters everywhere. They're on band-aids and cups and like sticky notes everywhere. They're a huge company that makes probably millions of dollars. People use Kakao as their main form of communication. My monthly phone bill, I pay for a certain amount of data every month instead of messaging or minutes, because you can just make phone calls and message through Kakao. And my work chat has a big group. You can organize people into group chats and everyone can talk together. If you don't have it, you should get it. If you make new friends at a meetup or just out and about, usually the first thing they'll ask is, can I have your Kakao? So they don't want your phone number. Most people just get your Kakao ID and talk to you over that. The next app is the Jihachu subway map. This is really great for foreigners if you are traveling on the subway a lot to go into Seoul. I live quite far out of Seoul, so I take the subway anytime I want to go shopping or go to some event. It's got the entire subway map in English as well as a Korean translation underneath it. And you can even select whatever station you're at and your destination. It'll tell you the fastest way to get there or an alternative route and what transfers you need to take and the time estimate of how long it'll take. Third and last app I'm going to recommend is using Naver Translate. Naver is pretty much Korea's Google, and although Google Translate is okay, Naver Translate was created by Korean people and their translations are just much more accurate than using Google Translate. So you can download Naver Dictionary and Naver Translate. I use Naver Translate a lot, especially if I get texts from my bank or anything with a lot of big words. I'll just copy paste it into Translate and it'll tell me exactly what I need to know. You can also take pictures of things like menus and things that are font, and it can translate text it finds in images. So that's really helpful too. This really blew my mind when I found out about it, but there are actually many phone services that can act as a middleman to help you translate. If you're in a taxi cab, sometimes you'll see stickers on the window that say need a translator, call this number. And you can call someone and they'll speak English to you and you hand your phone off to the driver and they'll speak Korean to them. And it's really great to have that service for foreigners. So there are a lot of services like that. There's other ones like, I think there's one my friend uses called Ask Ajuma. You can actually message them on Kakao. You can message them what food you want. They'll go out and buy it for you and then deliver it to your apartment, and they bring your food right to your door, which is awesome. Korea, if you didn't know, is the land of conveniences. Alright, and the last point I want to mention is that if you're from America, you are aware of humongous grocery stores like Walmart and Target and Whole Foods and places like that. The best example of an equivalent I can give you is E-Mart and Home Plus. If you need to go just like everything shopping, E-Mart and Home Plus are where it's at. Unfortunately, they're large stores, so they're not going to be at every station. If you live at a station, you're not always going to have one right where you live. You might have to travel 15 to 20 minutes away to go there. And if you're traveling by subway, it's not always the best to go get a huge haul at Walmart and then have to carry like 6 bags onto the subway station and then ride 20 minutes back to your place. So when you move into your new place, look around your neighborhood. You're gonna see a lot of offices and buildings, but then maybe one of them is a tiny little grocery store or pretty much like a farm to marketplace where the produce is still covered in dirt and everything is only cash only. So there are a lot of those, even in the middle of dense little business areas. Also, pro tip, if you live near a 백화점, a department store, usually the basement has a grocery store-ish place. One thing to be aware of is that they are a little bit higher priced if they're in the department store. If you have seen my first apartment tour, you would know I used to live across the street from an E-Mart, and I wish I could take back all of the money I wasted at that E-Mart, because E-Mart is a little bit higher end, at least. I mean, their food is food and generally about the same price wherever you go if it's the same product, but their homemaking area with like kitchen supplies and household supplies and things were like way overpriced. I remember trying to buy a wooden spoon and I ended up paying like $6 or $7, and I ended up paying And I ended up paying what would be like $6 or $7 American dollars. Really? Come on, you were doing so good. Are you curious what the neighbors are up to? Yeah, me too. All I wanted was a wooden spoon, and I ended up paying something like what would be $5 or $6 American dollars. And everything's, you know, like unique and pretty. But you have to consider, if you're only living here for a short time, like if you're only here for 1 or 2 years, do you really need to invest a lot of money in your kitchen supplies? No, it's okay if it breaks, it's okay if it's not the best looking, because you're really here temporarily. So my #1 piece of advice is find a Daiso. Daiso is a Japanese chain, but they are everywhere in Korea, and it is essentially a really nice dollar store. And it has like everything except for clothing. So you can go buy all of your household soaps, and I buy Q-tips and cotton pads, little rubber mittens, and all the kitchen utensils and bowls you could ever need. And they're quite cute. The only thing is that they're not super high quality, so if you drop one it might chip pretty easily or something. But Daiso is literally the best thing in the world. Do not waste your money. Do not overspend on things that you're going to have to end up giving away to someone anyway because you're trying to move out of your apartment quickly. Just go to Daiso. One of these days I should do a Daiso haul. I'll just go buy all the cute crap they sell there and then show you what I get. Are you interested in that? Would that be something you want to see? Dallas, they had one that my friend used to work at. It's the best. I love Daiso. By the way, this is not sponsored. But Daiso, if you're watching, hit me up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you in any sort of way, especially if you are moving out here soon, or if you just are curious about learning about what Korea's life in Korea is like and stuff. I will make a follow-up video to this about budgeting and getting a phone plan and how internet and things work and how much money you should bring on your first month of living in Korea and what daily expenses are like. I will put links to everything that I talked about, if it has a link or a website, in the description box. Please check that out. And please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Also, follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. Instagram is really a better bet because I use that one more. Snapchat, usually if I'm at the Noraebang or if I remember. Say goodbye. Mwah. He doesn't love me yet. Last night was his first night here. We're still getting through our awkward get to know you phase. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the future. Mwah.